It has been almost 3 full days since I've smoked ZAZA. And let me tell you, man, gotta be the worst 3 days of my fucking life, bro, for real. It's just like I've personally been smoking weed since I turned 18, like since I became a adult, I guess you could say. So for the past 8 years, it's basically been an everyday thing. Whether it's one bowl or like multiple grams in a day. You know, it's always been inconsistent, but I've always like had this underlying feeling like, yes, I do like smoking weed. This shit is pretty fucking fire. But like, it really felt like after a while, I was just chasing a dragon. The first year or two highs, and now that's basically never gonna happen again. So, I've kind of decided that my health and my mental clarity matters a whole lot more. And on top of that, like I'm trying to do a lot of things that require a lot of discipline and energy. And, you know, you could say what you want about cannabis use. Some people can do with it, some people can do without it. Uh, and some people like shouldn't even smoke it. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I think I could have fun with it still. I think if I wanted to incorporate it like for celebrations and stuff, that would be pretty dope. But as of right now, bro, trying to learn Chinese, trying to learn Spanish, trying to climb the Overwatch competitive ladder, trying to write stories. I got so much on my plate, man, that the weed really just makes me be like, what do you need to do all that for, man? You're existing, you're living. And that's cool, right? I don't have any problem with that. Like, if you were just vibing in the world, good for you, man. Honestly, I kind of envy you because no thoughts behind those eyes, man. You're just like, today's a new day. I get paid. I get to eat. Life is decent. That's awesome, man. I really wish I was like that. But, I have a lot of drive, but no real actual, I guess you could say, discipline to actually do the things. And I want to attribute that partially to weed. There's a bunch of other factors as well, right? Of course, I mean, people don't know me, and if you do know me in real life, you could assume some things. So, it's just the culmination of all of my goals like requiring such a clear-headedness where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't smoke weed like every day, and especially like all day, you know what I'm saying? Because man, the first couple of years I was just smoking hella grams, bong rips, blunts, joints. We would get creative and make some crazy stuff. Gravity bongs, fucking homemade water bottle bongs and shit like that. You guys already know the vibes. Luckily, I was fucking grandfathered into a healthy cannabis smoking environment. These guys were not straight up smoking out of fucking soda cans and shit. So, hey, privilege for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never had to do the struggle shit of like smoking out of a fucking apple or anything like that. And if it was by pure choice, which was something we can talk about later on in the later parts of this channel. Once again, I don't give a fuck about this channel. This is just a fucking YouTube channel, bro. This is me documenting my life, trying to keep me from going fucking insane and pulling the fucking trigger in my mouth and swallowing a bullet deep. Man, you guys know how many times a day I think about deep throating a fucking 12 gauge and just unloading that bitch. So anyway, though, yeah, I feel like that the Zaza just makes me fucking complacent in life and not actually chase for my goals or actually build the things that I want to build. I was talking about writing a story, and I've written a small piece of it, and I've actually kind of let my coworker know about the story, see how he feels about it, and he's like, "Hey, that's pretty dope." You guys will be able to see that eventually too. Um, Now I don't know if I'm gonna be illustrating and stuff, like making this comic or just a traditional book. I feel like a comic would be a lot better. I'm like really into One Piece, so you could assume like there's things like with the storytelling medium that you can't necessarily do with just words. So I want to like maybe utilize that. I've been okay at drawing before, but like I said, with the weed and everything, I've just never actually like sat down and drew for hours. It would be okay, I get high and I start drawing, and then it's like, well, I got far enough. That's fine enough, and the fucking drawing's like not even 35% of the way finished, and I'm just like, yeah, looks good enough. That's a horrible mentality that I really want to break. I have a really victimhood mentality, uh, because of my upbringing and everything. So you can assume why I've grown to kind of like hate that version of myself and why I'm like so gung ho about the fact that I don't want to smoke weed as much. At least when it comes to like reaching my goals. I think like once I reach my goals, I can take a lot more of a chill approach to life and be like, well, you've got it made now. You've achieved a lot of your main goals and you got an inheritance coming your way. So, what is there to complain about now? I mean, there's always going to be something to complain about, right? But I just feel like, weed unironically, like you would think like it would make you chill out. For me personally, it's not that I wouldn't, but I would be like, man, this world is going to shit. It would make me almost existential in a way because like I don't know, I live a pretty privileged life, and even then I'm still like, this fucking sucks, man. This society that we live in, this world that we live in is a fucking sham. I hate it here, bro. So like the only way I feel like I can make a difference is sharing my thoughts onto videos on YouTube and like, just trying to vibe out, trying to make people positive while also giving out the message that you should rise up to your local government and threaten them with arms. But we don't have to talk about that. It's much like One Piece, bro. It's a very in the background until it's not. You know what I'm saying? Very political at heart. I am. People that say they're not political are fucking lying to themselves or they're shills because they got it made better than other people. But we don't have to talk about that. That's another conversation. The whole point of today's video is that 3 days, no ZA. We continue. We're gonna go on. I'm actually gonna watch Michael this Sunday. What's the today's date? This is 05/08 2026 for my Americans out there. And if you're European, it is fuck, is it May? May, right? It is May 8th, 2026 for all my European folk that say Americans' way of writing the date is wrong. No, it's not. Go fuck yourself. So anyway, I will agree though your metric system is far better than on our imperial system. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say, man. We're gonna keep not smoking weed until like I just feel satisfied enough with my life. So maybe either A, just accept that I'm not gonna smoke anymore, or B, just accept that I can pick it up because I've achieved a lot more with my life. It's probably gonna be closer along the lines of like I just don't smoke really anymore as much. And by as much I mean I'll probably smoke weed on like celebrations like birthdays or New Year's. That's pretty much it though. Later, guys. Take it easy. Stay sleazy.